Sorry about the delay, everybody. Here we are from Portland International Raceway for the Pacific Office Automation 128 here for High Velocity Racing Leagues in the Xfinity Series. We already have qualifying and practice done with, and we have our starting grid ready to go. And leading them to the green flag tonight is the number 17 of Bryce Fontaine, with Shane Williams starting outside pole. Nicholas Cote in the number 88 starts P3 tonight, with Noah Tills in the 18 on the outside of row 2. Bryce Tucker in the number 7 starts in 5th, with Sean Wilder starting 6th. He's not on the grid right now. The 53 of Chris Weiniger starts 7th tonight, with Drew Halloran in the 3 in 8th. Daniel Everly starts P9 tonight, with Danny Gross starting in P10. Sean Happick will be in 11th to start the race tonight, with Mark Miller in the 14 starting in 12th. Tom Freitas in the 32 starts outside of row number 7, or inside of row number 7, with Bobby Grady on the outside of that row. Jace Keller in the 48 starts 15th, with Josh Presley in the 77 starting 16th, and Josh Revel starting 20th. In the 20, starting 17th, rather, excuse me. My name is Matthew Chase. If you haven't heard my voice before, I am the voice of Monday nights usually, but having to step in here tonight for the Xfinity Series. And I don't know if Mike Burns is here with me or not, but if he isn't, that's fine. If he is, how you doing?
I am great. What's going on, Matthew?
You didn't know you were going to be getting to the broadcast with the GOAT tonight, did you?
I did not. I also didn't even get into the session. I was kind of waiting on Tim, and I don't know what happened to Tim, but hopefully he's all right.
Indeed, indeed. So we'll see what these guys can do tonight. We are ready to go with the grid, and we'll see what they're able to do. Take a look at the race info here real quick. This track is a 1.92 mile track in the Pacific Northwest in Portland, Oregon. The track temp tonight is going to be 95 degrees, so it's going to be quite hot compared to the ambient temperature, which is starting at a cool 68 degrees. 9 miles an hour of wind, partly cloudy. We've got 65 laps here tonight, 3 additional sets of tires with a fast repair, and stages will be as the leader crosses the line on lap 20 and 40. However, with the road courses, we do have flying stages, so no cautions going to be here tonight, and no cautions for cause either. It's local cautions only here on the road course.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I just sent you a message, also, because that's not kind of like Tim to not.
Yep, nope, go right ahead. You're good. I can take it away from here.
All right.
All right.
I do apologize, and
Nope.
I just want to make sure he's good.
Yep, nope, absolutely. Go ahead and take care of that.
All right, brother, man. I'll catch you later.
Catch you later. Mr. Burns going to step away as the drivers tear off on their formation lap. Continuing to battle a cold here for myself, so we'll do what we can here. Very long formation lap here for the guys. All right, that's the final corner right there. Pace car is going to dive off down pit road, and we await the green flag here from Portland International Raceway. We'll keep the track map up on the right-hand side so we can kind of see where everybody is, and the green flag flies, and we are racing from Portland. Hard braking zone down here into turn number 1. Long sweeping right-hander followed by another right-hander. The aggression levels on the curbs will be paramount. Only 17 drivers here tonight for the road course. Now we got the long straightaway here, the backstretch. It's a bit of a sweeper as well. Quick left-hander, followed by the final pair of corners here, double rights. And our first lap of the night will be led by the pole sitter of Bryce Fountaine. Again, not running the chicane setup here. So the long front straightaway into the aggressive downshifts of turn 1. Good battle here between our first and second place driver, Shane Williams, right on the tail of Bryce Fountaine. Looking back a little bit farther through the field, Nicholas Cody and Noah Tills battling hard for that third spot. A little bit of a gap to the next car of Sean Wilder, and then Bryce Tucker right behind him. Bryce, a very good road racer in his own right. And then a whole gaggle of cars here leading those group of drivers is Drew Halloran in 7th place. He, last night, got a win on the road course at Kansas in the ARCA car. And he's shown a lot of prowess on the road racing. As Chris Weininger going to look down to the inside of the 3. A little bit of door banging action there, and Halloran will be set up to the inside. No, he's going to be overtaken by Weininger there. And Chris going to be able to finish it off. And oh, down the inside goes Everly. And that's going to push Halloran off track. And he's going to be falling back through the field here as he sits now all the way back to the 12th spot with Happy right behind him. Purple lap last time around there for Bryce Fountaine. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far as he's led every one of them. He continues to build that gap over second place, Shane Williams. Noah Till's doing a good job of holding off Nicholas Cody, but the 88's going to be looking down the inside down here into turn number 1 and bails out of that pretty rapidly. The top 4 still very tightly contested. All within 1.3 seconds. And behind them, Bryce Tucker has started to close up to the back bumper of Sean Wilder for the top 5. And Bryce Tucker right now with the fastest lap of the race that last time around. So definitely one to watch here tonight. Oh, has to lock it up a little bit to avoid running into the back of the 99. As Shane Williams goes off track, he'll lose a spot to his teammate Noah Tills. As Noah moves up to second, and Williams will fall in line right behind, or right in front of, rather, Nicholas Cote. '27 of Danny Gross moving up through the field as well, or trying to, rather. Tom Freitas up 4 spots right in front of him. And Jace Keller right behind him is also up 4 spots. And Keller going to look down the inside here as they get ready to run down the back stretch. Danny able to close the door. Now Jace has position down the back stretch, and looks like Keller will make the pass happen there. So Tills and Williams have pulled a little bit away from the 88 of Cote. Little loose there for Noah. PBs for 3 drivers that last lap as Weininger gets his best lap of the race. Drew Halloran and Mark Miller, all 3 of those guys with green laps the last time around. Aggressive braking there from Tucker down into turn 1. He's definitely trying to find his way through. Wilder and Tucker have closed up on the back of Cote, Williams, and Tills. There's a massive gap between the top 6 and 7th place. 8 seconds from Tucker back here to Chris Weininger, who's coming into the final corners here. As Josh Revel has gone off track. He got it going again, so no harm, no foul. Fontaine continuing to lead the race. He's led every lap so far. And the drivers contesting from behind are starting to fall back away. We know Fontaine enjoys road racing a lot. He's always one to watch when we get to the road courses. Back here, hovering around the top 10. Halloran still sitting in 11th right now with Danny Gross right in front of him. A little bit of a lock up there for Danny. And that'll allow Drew to get through. And Danny getting loose again as he tried to get the power back down. Oh, and now there's damage to that right front as he got loose once more. Trying to get the marbles cleared off the tires. Now the driver's hovering just outside the top 10. Is Everly and Happy. Everly in the 66 here. And right behind him, Sean Happick. Shane Williams now started on the outside pole, and right now he's all the way back to 5th. And he's going to lose another spot here to Tucker. Well, I was wondering what happened here, but it looks like Danny Gross came down pit road. And he'll be running right in front of your race leader here, who's coming into the final corner. Battle here for the top 10 as Halloran and Everly battling it out. A little loose there getting ready to come down the backstretch for Halloran. It's a great run down the backstretch for Everly, trying to find the hole. Ooh, a little bit off track there for Halloran. He's able to keep it going, though. Happy had a little bit of a lockup that time down here into the final corner. That's what I wondered as well, Garrett, is if that was what he was doing, was going with the saving strategy. He was able to get back by Tucker as well, so maybe only needed to save a lap or so. There was issues for the 32. Not too bad, though. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage. So you can go about 13 laps. So that means if they're not saving now, right about now would be the pit window. So we'll see how many of the leaders are thinking about coming down pit road. Doesn't look like your race leader's thinking this lap. Neither is second place. Tucker not choosing to come down either, so seems like pretty much everybody's saving to try to make it as long as they can. Yeah, you're starting to see Tucker reel back in the 25 as well. Although Williams is dealing with the lapped car right in front of him as well. And he should be able to get by Danny Gross here. Looks like Mark Miller coming down pit road to get service done on his car. And there comes second place Noah Tills as well, looking for the undercut on the race leader. A lot of breathing room behind Fontaine now. He could probably back it off and maybe try to stretch another lap if he wanted to. We'll see what the race leader decides to do. And Shane Williams did lose the position back to Tucker, but he still does sit in the 5th spot with Tills coming down pit road. That is very smart. I always enjoy trying to make it one less pit stop. Race leader coming. No, he stays out. Pretty much everybody up in the front is staying out again. Seems like everybody trying to make it to 18, like you said, to try to eliminate that stop. Let's see what Noah Tills is able to do. He's already gotten himself by Bobby Grady. I think he came out in that 12th spot. Halloran's coming this time, as is Bobby Grady and Freitas. You have to remind me if I say that wrong, by the way, Garrett, because I know you told me. My mind is all over the place right now. But I think I've been getting it right. And here comes the race leader this time. He's coming down pit road with 3 to go, as is everybody right behind him. Code, Wilder, Tucker is also coming this lap. And Williams. Freitas. Okay. I always have been getting it wrong then. Looks like Weininger coming as well. I would guess most people. Well, not everybody. Daniel Everly staying out one more lap. And Noah Tills, we'll see where he gets with Bryce Fontaine. And it looks like the undercut pays off down that long straightaway as Noah Tills rockets into the net race lead. Everly will still have to make a stop. He does lead the race right now with Noah right on his back bumper. And searching as it looks like Noah's going to get to the inside of the 66 there. Now Fontaine gets through as well, with 1 lap fresher tires than the driver in front. And he's loose. Has to catch it. Heck of a save, though, for Fontaine. And the time lost for Nicholas Cody. He is way back there right now. Almost 8 seconds behind the race lead. Everly's coming this time around, so that'll move everybody up a spot. I don't know what happened to Wilder, but he is not showing as running right now. Pressure on the race leader, though. Fontaine going to fall back in line. Continuing to run nose to tail with Noah Tills. Great job defending so far for Noah. One more time around for stage 1. Fontaine looking for crossovers, trying to gain as much speed on exit as he possibly can, especially on the straightaways. Noah looking to defend very well. We got 2 more straightaways before they get to the start-finish line. This one, the second longer one. Last time around, Noah was able to hold him off. Let's see if he can do it again here. Defense looking good so far. Fontaine right to the back bumper once again as they come down through the final corners. Fontaine looks to the inside. And as they come to the line, the stage going to go in favor of Noah Tills. Playoff points abound. Now, if you're Tills, I would say you start to back off a little bit, let the tires cool down, let Fontaine go out there and lead the laps. Because he had to burn his stuff up to try to get by, and he wasn't able to do so. Wilder is back, so not sure what happened to the 99. Battle for position here, and for the 4th spot, and Shane Williams, a little loose there. Daniel Everly off track. I saw the red mark pop up on the track map, so we took a quick look at it. We'll go back to the battle we were looking at for that 4th spot as Tucker holds it now. Large gap between himself and the 88 of Cote. I'm going to say that name about 15 different ways, I think, tonight. Looks like Freitas able to get by Halloran for the 9th spot. No other real battles going on right now. Let's hop on board with our race leader and take a lap in the cockpit from the eyes of Fontaine. Lap goes by really quick when you have speed. Don't look now. Here comes Noah Tills once again. Lap cars get out of the way as the top two racers continue to battle it out here. Seems like Noah's able to gain a lot of time on Fontaine through the first half of the track. And then once they get to the backstretch, it turns into the advantage going the other way for Fontaine. Happy kind of got in the way there of Tucker down into the final corners. We'll see what Tills is able to do. He's gone for the undercut once again here. All eyes will be on Fontaine and when he comes down pit road. If I had to guess, we're probably looking at maybe 3 or 4 more laps. Probably 3 more, maybe. I could be wrong. Bryce Tucker's taking the long, slow drive down pit road here. '88 of Nicholas Cody is coming down pit road here. So he'll be topping off, going for the undercut on Fontaine as well. But there goes Noah Tills blowing by. And down pit road comes Fontaine. And now we watch to see where Noah ends up. Noah's coming off the final corner now. And Fontaine's sitting in his pit box. Oh no, black flag for Fontaine as well. I'm guessing speeding. That will leave Noah free and clear. To win this second stage, unless a mistake happens. And from battling for the lead, Fontaine's still sitting on pit road here in 5th place as he finally gets to pull away from his box. With Chris Weiniger going by him for that 5th spot now too. Unfortunate for Fontaine. Noah's going to be happy. A little bit over halfway through the race, too. This right here is a three-way battle for position, as Presley will go by Gross on the inside, and Everly will follow. And oh, that looked like some hard damage to the right side for the 66. So Noah getting stage number 2. So a clean sweep for the stages for the 18 of Tills. Best thing Fontaine can do is just be smooth and steady at this point. One mistake is okay, but compounding it into another one is detrimental. The other driver to watch is the 88. He started to gain on the race leader. That gap has slowly been creeping down every single lap as he just ticks underneath 5 seconds. And he's got the lapped car in front of him of Jace Keller. And then right in front of Keller is the race leader. Slowly but surely continuing to pull in Noah Tills. You can see how spread out the drivers are on the track. Let's see what Tucker's got going on in front of him. He's got Halloran in front of him. Right now, Bryce Tucker's in a great position to finish on the podium here tonight. If he can continue to stay clean. Noah was able to get by the lapped car there of Miller. So Halloran, Everly, and Presley all battling with each other here for position on the edge of the top 10. Everly looking to move up to 8th as Halloran is going to cook it down there into the chicane. That'll give Everly the spot, as well as Presley and Halloran. That's one way to get back on track. $20 to go here from Portland. Noah Tills leads the way, but Nicholas Cody is right there in number 88, and he continues to gain on the race leader. down here, looks like Noah and Cote battling it out for the race lead. Till's able to hold him off for now. Little bobble from Noah Tills there off the final corner down the long straightaway. 17 laps to go. The magic number was 18. So we should be in the fuel window for everybody. And as we say that, Shane Williams down pit road, going for the undercut. And the battle for the race lead as Nicholas Cody looks on the left-hand side of Tills, but down the backstretch, it's going to be Tills with the advantage. Good defense going so far for Noah Tills. And they're both coming down pit road here. Looks like Bryce Tucker gonna stay out. And he'll get by them before the line, so he'll lead a lap there. The real question now is how long does Tucker want to stay out? Noah Tills was able to beat Nicholas Cody out on pit road. And it seemed like the 88 was faster on the long run. We'll see if he's able to hold with the 18 this time. Tucker stays out again. Next lead lap car to be having a chance at going down pit road would be Fontaine here. And he's staying out. Ooh, hard shot to the wall there for the 88. The composite body should deflect a lot of that. Ooh, as long as he didn't get wheel damage, though. Because that left front, rather, excuse me, does look like it is cambered out. Tucker's back down pit road now. Fontaine staying out. Noah Tills has an issue. He went off track. That's going to give second place to Nicholas Cote. And a large gap there as well, as the 88 now has the fastest lap of the race by 1/100th of a second. We can take a look at the best times. 108.215 for the 88. The next fastest, a 108.229 for Bryce Tucker. And unfortunately, Fontaine having to come down, top off. And he pulls away. Pressure continuing to ramp up on the drivers near the front of the field. Mistake-free is key for the race leader. Something happened to Fontaine and Haller in there. Over braking down there into the first turn. Halloran following him. It's easy to do on older tires, for sure. Everly and Presley have been battling side by side for most of the night. They're battling right now for 8th. Tills is starting to reel him in a little bit. 1.5 seconds, the gap between the top two now. Noah's done a good job down here in the first half of the track for most of the night. Fontaine had a speeding penalty that cost him the race lead, and now he sits back in 5th. And then the other thing that happened, he had a spin a little bit later on, so he's now sitting back in 5th. Oh, what a mistake there from the 88 as he goes wide. And Noah Tills closed that back up to a 2nd. As he continues to ratchet that pressure back up on the race leader. And another mistake down here in the chicane. The 88 able to keep the lead for now, but again back through the grass for back-to-back laps. Noah Tills now right there, ready to pounce. I hate to keep bringing it up, but Noah Tills has been strong at this end of the track. He wants to be in striking distance out of this corner. 88 does a good job of keeping the gap a little bit. Down the back straightaway, he's able to start to build it back out. Through the grass again on the inside of the chicane. Five laps to go. Noah much better down here this time. Keeps him close. '88 does a much better job down here this time. Keeping it out of the grass. A little wide, a little loose, a bobble. Tills gets out to the wall, trying to get that momentum built up down the front straightaway. 4 more laps. Battle going on back here. On the edge of the top 10 as Everly and Halloran are battling it out. They had Presley right in front of them as well. A little bit of a lock up there for Halloran down into the corner. Back to the battle for the lead. Looks like Cody able to do a much better job on the exit of the corner to the backstretch. You can tell Tills is pushing. Trying to close that gap as best as he can. Exit speed here is going to be key. Down the backstretch, Cody able to build out a gap. Williams had an issue, as Fontaine's going to get by him for 4th. Back to the battle for the lead. Two to go down here in turn 1. Noah closes the gap up through that final set of corners. White flag will be flying this time around. The 88 of Cody leads the way as he takes the white flag here from Portland. Down the backstretch for the final time here tonight. '88 with a great run down the backstretch. Needs a clean set of corners here. Tills runs hard down into the final corner. He's not going to be able to get there. Nicholas Cody going to be able to rip away off the final corner and get his second win of the season in the number 88 car here, this time from Portland. Bryce Tucker going to be able to finish it on the podium as well in the 7. A great third place finish for Tucker. Continuing around the track here is Fontaine. I know 4th place, definitely not what he wanted. He thought he had the race win, but a penalty will get him. And he will finish 4th. And finally rounding out the top 5, Shane Williams. Death. As the 88 burned it down. We'll go through the rewind here and take a look at our race results for tonight. The number 88 of Nicholas Cody does get the win here, his second of the season, with Noah Tills finishing in 2nd position. Bryce Tucker rounding out the final step of the podium. Bryce Fontaine, the pole sitter tonight, he'll end up in 4th, with Shane Williams rounding out the top 5. Chris Weiniger leads the lap down cars here in 6th place. He was just behind the race leaders, with Jace Keller sitting in 7th. Josh Presley finishes in 8th. Daniel Everly 9th. Drew Halloran rounding out the top 10. And Danny Gross sits in 11th. The 2 lap down cars led by Sean Happick and Tom Freitas. Got it right that time, I think. Bobby Grady ends up in the 14th spot, with Sean Wilder. Had some technical issues, I think. Ends up finishing 15th. Josh Revel in the 16th position tonight. And then Mark Miller rounding out the field here. All right. Let's see. We've got our 3rd place finisher here tonight in Bryce Tucker. Bryce, how you feeling after a podium finish here at Portland?
Oh, not bad. I mean, it was a good race. I collected myself after a terrible start and terrible qualifying. Had high expectations. I think I put too much pressure on myself. I saw the lap times being turned, and I was like, well, I can take pole pretty easily after turning 107.6s and 107.8s consistently. And then I just overdrove and never got into a rhythm until the race settled in. And then, yeah, it went well for me, but just overdriving, trying to prove myself. So, but I'll take a third after where I was and how it kind of went.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that you're one of our more established road racers here on in the league as a whole. How difficult was the track here tonight? This is the first time we've ever run it in HVRL.
Well, the track's definitely challenging because it requires a lot of patience, but I think my biggest challenge was we have a lot of good drivers in this series, and you saw the lap times and the pace, and Nick and Noah and Fontaine and Shane, and there was guys out there turning laps, and you needed to bring your A game to compete. And a couple Wilder, for example, he disconnected, so I think that added stress of just trying to find a good pace and not overdrive, which is really easy to do on a track like this with this car and those temperatures. And I found myself doing that. So it's very challenging. The hairpin could catch a lot of people. The last turn coming onto the front stretch, you could overdrive that very easily. So, but it's a very fun track with this car and challenging. So great race to everybody. I mean, some good guys in this series.
It seems like a very flowy track if you can get into a rhythm. It's a very rhythm-based track for a road course, similar to how Lime Rock is. Is that kind of how you equate it as far as the flow of the track?
Yeah, there's a lot of flow, technical. Coasting. There's a lot of coasting in those corners with these cars. Once you get the car turned in, you get it settled. It's okay to let the car kind of pull itself through, and then you have a couple of high speed straightaways, right? The back straight is very sketchy because it's uneven. There's a lot of bumps. The car gets unsettled, but you got to choose two things. Do you drive through it and just drive through it and continue to correct the wheel, or do you let out a little bit and take the stress off the tires? So there's a lot of nuances to the track and how you want to carry speeds. And guys did a great job tonight, I thought.
Yeah, it absolutely was a fun race to broadcast on short notice here. But next week we take ourselves to the Tricky Triangle in Pocono. How you feeling about your chances there?
Just need to put some practice in and stay clean. I don't expect to win or anything. There's a lot of quick guys, but if do the work, maybe you can find myself in the podium top 5, and you never know what can happen from there.
Sounds like a plan to me. Bryce, anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go tonight?
Yeah, I like to shout out my family, my wife, and my 2 girls. We all work hard together to make this work with our busy schedules, and they let me race, so I appreciate them for that. Appreciate everybody within HVRL, all the admin, yourself, and then the drivers. We've done a lot with this league. It's grown, got a good thing going. So thanks to everybody. Great race tonight. It was a lot of fun.
All right, Bryce, we'll catch you next week. Well, I won't. Hopefully the normal broadcasting will be back next week, but we'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Bryce Tucker, our 3rd place finisher here tonight. And then we'll grab Noah Tills in the number 18 car. Noah, a heck of a race there, trying to chase down the eventual race winner. Talk me through that battle there through the final laps.
Once I saw him go into the pits with me on that last pit stop, I knew it was going to be a race to the end. And then I messed up off turn 1. Same braking point. Maybe my leg got tied or something, but ran off, and he ended up passing me. He was 2.5 seconds ahead. Ended up catching back up, but I just could not pass him. My rear tires were shot. He just pulled away on every straight like it was nothing.
It seemed.
No,
I would say it seemed like you had the advantage through the corners. Take me through what you were seeing down there, especially at the end of the back straight when he started to go through the grass a little bit.
Yeah, I found a good rhythm there. The last section of the last corner was a little tricky for me, just trying to hook up the rears, but I found out that I could cut that corner a little bit, which helped straighten the car up, and I could brake a little bit better going into it. But the front half was very, very tricky for me. I'm glad that he struggled there, so at least I could somewhat keep up, but it was a great finish. Less than a second after 65 laps and multiple pit stops. Pretty cool.
And you say that you were struggling through the first half of the track, but through most of the race, it really seemed like you had it nailed down. Battles with Fontaine seemed like you were stronger there, and even the battles there with the 88 at the end, it seemed like you were stronger than him through the beginning of the track. I mean, if you're saying you were struggling, I don't want to know what it looks like if you weren't struggling, man.
I just couldn't find a consistent line. At least for me, that's what it felt like. But
Gotcha.
I think the biggest mistake I made tonight was thinking I was not going to be able to keep up with Fontaine, so I just got gas on my second pit stop, and that allowed Nick to catch up. So I ran what 34 laps on or 32 laps on one set of tires. So I think I lost a lot of time there. That was probably my biggest mistake.
I say that was one that I was kind of wondering, because throughout most of the first stint, it seemed like you were able to keep a distance between yourself and Nick, and then there in the second run, he really gained a lot of time, and then when you guys went into pit for that last pit stop, you guys were nose to tail. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but you live and you learn, and a good point stay because you got 2 stage wins, so that's really helping you out here tonight.
Yeah, that's what I was really going for. I didn't think I was going to be able to catch up to Bryce, and then I think he bet in the pits or something, and that allowed Nick to catch up. But yeah, cannot be mad at all. 1 in the trucks and 2nd in this, so pretty good week.
That's a great week. Well, next week the Xfinity cars take their talents to the Tricky Triangle. How you feeling about Pocono next week?
I like that track, so hopefully another good result. At least top 5. That's my goal.
Awesome. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go, Noah?
Yeah, my team, K&W, and then also Shane for making my livery, and my lovely wife and daughter. So.
All right, Noah. Well, we'll catch you next week, and congrats on the 2nd place finish and the win earlier this week.
Awesome. You guys have a good night.
That is our 2nd place finisher, and last but certainly not least, that's not the one I need to grab, that is. Finally, Nick, and I'm from the Northeast as well, so I'm gonna guess Nick Cody. Is that right?
Oh, you actually got it right. First try. I'm shocked.
Nice. Nice.
Everyone usually goes Coat or Cote.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything tonight, so I've butchered it a little bit through the broadcast. But a race win, your 2nd of the season. How you feeling after the win here tonight?
Shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked. I'm not usually this good at road course racing.
You take them when you can get them. That's what I've learned. Even if you don't think you're gonna be good at a place, even if you just are consistent and really don't press too hard, it seems like you'll be successful. So the 2nd race win of the season. Obviously, you were already locked into the playoffs, but now just even securing those playoff points, how important is that going to be going into the playoffs?
Yeah, it's going to be very important. Bryce also has 2 wins, so just trying to keep up with him. He was the guy to beat again tonight, and I think he beat himself getting into the pits. So I was just trying to stay consistent and not run off the track. And I did run off the track a fair amount, but it worked out.
Yeah, take me through some of those battles there at the end. Obviously, you built up a little bit of a lead because of the mistake due to Noah going off track, and then he's able to reel you back in. Take me through those last few laps and what was going through your mind.
I was just trying to keep it on the track, really. It's a hard track to pass on, so if I kept it on the track, it was going to be kind of hard for him to pass. So I was just trying to back up my corners and get a good run off on the straightaways so he couldn't get a run on me, and it seemed to work. I think it's whoever made the last mistake first was going to lose that race. So
absolutely. And you did have a couple of mistakes there down in the chicane. I call it the chicane. I don't know what turn number it was, right off the back straightaway there. A couple times you were running into the grass. Were you worried that those mistakes were going to cost you there?
Yeah, honestly, when he cut, I think I had like a 2.5 second lead. And when he cut it down to nothing, I was like, oh, I got nothing left. And then I just started really backing up that corner to not overdrive it, and it worked. And I got a good run off the last turn to carry me down the front stretch so he couldn't get a run on me.
And that's the most important one. Exits of those straightaways is super important. And he seemed to think his rear tires were gone, so it seems like you saved those rears a little bit better than him and got the race win. So, but next week we take our talents to the Tricky Triangle in Pocono. How are you feeling about Pocono in a week's time?
I love Pocono. Been there a couple times in real life. Pretty confident going into it. Should have hopefully a top 5, top 10 day.
Awesome. Anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go, Nick?
Shout out to everyone who puts on this league. I just joined this 4th race, but this has been an absolute blast. And you guys for the broadcast every week. It's always fun to go back and watch.
Awesome. All right. Well, Nick, congrats on the 2nd win of the season, and we'll catch you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
You too. And that's going to do it here from Portland International Raceway as Nick Cody gets another race win under his belt. And next week, he'll try to do it once again and try to get that third one as they travel to Pocono. So we will see you guys next week. We got Sunday action with the trucks going to Kentucky. And then the Cup Series will go road racing on Monday night as they take on Watkins Glen International. And then the ARCA guys. Let's see what the ARCA guys are doing next week, because I forgot to check. ARCA, they're going short track racing as they take on Iowa Speedway next Tuesday. And like you said, like you've already heard, Xfinity next Wednesday at Pocono. Another jam-packed week of racing here at High Velocity Racing League. My name is Matthew Chase. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will catch you next Sunday.